What law would you change if you had the power?
Okay, if I could change the law, if I had the power to change a law, this is not like a law in that it's not a statute, but there's this idea of causation. Again, I mentioned I do a lot of employment law. And so if you've been discriminated against or retaliated against for, protected activity or being in a protected class, you have to, and you were terminated for it, let's say that's the adverse employment action, you were terminated. You have to show that you were terminated because of discrimination or retaliation. You have to prove causation. Well, employers are smart these days. No one ever puts anything in writing about why they're firing someone for any legal reason. So basically, we have this concept called temporal causation, which means that there's a close link in time between when you did something that was protected activity, in other words, complained about discrimination or reported that you were discriminated against, and when you were fired. Courts have found that this time window that it's permissible to bring a claim is very short. I've had courts say 3 months was too long. 3 months between reporting you were discriminated against and being fired, they say that's too long. Well, any savvy employer who decides to discriminate against someone is going to say, well, let's not fire them immediately because that will be obvious. Let's wait a couple months. And so right now the law allows that. The law allows them to kind of skate by that loophole if they're an employer doing something unlawful, to say, oh, well, 3 months have passed, so now it's fine. And then it becomes very difficult for the person who's been discriminated against or retaliated against to show a link between the protected activity and their termination.